Good evening, fellow Ambalanders. Good evening, people of goodwill. And greetings to those of you, people of ill will, who listen to this message and do what they normally do best. Misquote it, pretend to misunderstand it, misinterpret it, and misrepresent it. All for the sake of trying to do exactly the same thing which has forced me to produce this message, to lie about me, to try to destroy my name, and to try to use me as the way forward in trying to blemish whatever error they might have done. I am coming out this evening because I'm deeply disappointed with Cho. And when I talk about Cho, I talk about Comrade Lucas Cho Ayaba. I'm very, very disappointed. I still cannot understand why a complaint, whether it is legitimate or not, whether it is a rightful complaint or not, against him from our own people who are in Nigeria, has to do with me, Dr. Akwanga, and the issue of resettlement, and the issue of television in prison, the issue of him having stood to stop the deportation of someone in Germany, and all the other issues. I still can't put my finger around it. But frankly, I would have been silent as I was silent when he and Mr. Nnamdi Kanu went out and did whatever they did. But because he brought my name into this discussion, it is very important that I respond to you, dear Comrade Cho, Dr. Lucas Cho Ayaba, as clearly as possible. And as I respond to you, I will make one request. You and me have done so many good things for this struggle. Years ago, before others were able to realize they can join the struggle. And if you want to use me as a means to blemish whatever accusations you have for whatever reason, use the good things that could easily be. I repeat, use the good things, the things that have existed that others might not know that we did, maybe for the good of our people, or you did for my own good. The only reason I have an issue with you today, which many people do not understand, even your followers within the AGC or AGOFC or ADF, do not get it. They think you and me have a tussle for power. No. I can't struggle for power where there's no power. All what I see is fear. Is fear. People are scared of me. People are scared of my shadow. We are in this nonsense we find ourselves today, where you and me now have to use audios to talk because of one simple thing, Comrade Cho: lying. I have told you I am not perfect, but I will not tolerate you tomorrow, today, or after tomorrow to lie about me or lie about something that has to do between you and me that never took place. First, let me make the record straight. You had no role, I repeat, you, Comrade Cho, had no role on the issue of my resettlement in the United States of America. When I came out of prison, when I escaped from jail, the 9th of July, 2003, you visited me in Nigeria. And I will always be grateful for that. You came, you stayed with me. All the times you came to Nigeria because I was in Nigeria. You had not visited Nigeria ever before when I was in prison. You came because I was in Nigeria. The only member of the SCYL. You stayed with me. There were times we had disagreements. There were other things that took place. You and me, through the networks that I followed, traveled to Aba alongside George Anga. We went to Aba to meet the Bakassi boys. And you know the Bakassi boys were technically Biafrans because we were looking for the support which our people were not giving to us so that we can begin the armed struggle. We went to Aba. The bus alone that carried us to Aba, the risks we took, the mosquitoes that bit us, that particular hotel where we were unable to sleep the whole night, are the type of stories you should be able to tell the people of the good things you have done. Before many of them were able to put on their socks, not even their shoes, to join the struggle. For you to go out there and start telling people, refugees who are complaining that you did a propaganda stunt with Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, which has put their lives at risk. And yet, for you to defend yourself, you started talking about what letter or what was you people wrote. I don't know when you wrote that letter. And that helped for my resettlement in the United States. I can't understand why you have to do this. Why you have to lie brazenly about something you did not participate in. You remember very well that you and me had a serious problem in Nyanya, where I was renting a 2-bedroom house and housing all of these people who are today in the United States. People that I have never met before. I helped brought them to the United States. They have gotten married. They have brought 4 children. Some have gone back to our homeland. They are building at home. I don't communicate with them. I don't ask anything from them. None of them can stand today and accuse me that I took a dime from them. This is a story which has not yet been written. You and me had a serious problem because I had accused you that you were influencing disobedience within that household which I was renting. You know this story very well. You know that at one time I got so angry in the course of this argument until a knife came out. And you know exactly what it was. It had to do with the resettlement program. It had to do with an individual who was there and was not playing her own role. How could you now be telling the people that, like how you wrote or you people wrote a letter or whatsoever that made Dr. Kwanga to be resettled? Resettlement is not done like that, Comrade Cho. At least what you chose for your doctorate will make you to know the truth. This is not how resettlement is done. You know very well that the moment you are granted asylum in a country, resettlement almost becomes impossible. So for us to be resettled out of Nigeria, that is the word resettlement. The Nigerian government first rejected our asylum application. That was the first procedure. The moment you are given an asylum in a country, which has been done to so many people, it becomes very, very difficult. I have not used the word impossible. I use the word very difficult for you to be resettled, to be sent to a third country. The country you have already entered have recognized you, have given you status, because there is a difference between resettlement, which has to do with refugee status, and asylum, where you have to move into a country and then ask for political protection, or maybe economic protection, or protection on religious or cultural grounds. This is exactly what it is. So the first major reason why resettlement was given to us was that the Nigerian government refused to protect us in Nigeria. That now made it easy for the United Nations High Commission for Refugee to decide to look for a third country for us. This is point one. This is what you were supposed to explain to that lady and to the refugees. Rather than to be telling them lies, how you wrote something, you people wrote a letter, that is what helped for our resettlement case. This is a big lie. Everybody who was resettled on the grounds that they participated in helping Akwanga to escape from prison. And by so doing, they cannot return back to the Cameroons. That if they go back to the Cameroons, their life will be in danger. That was the basis of the resettlement in the United States. That was the basis of the resettlement. Most of these people, you met them at my place, at Nyanya, for the first time. You had no knowledge about them. You have not seen them before. The people who were there for resettlement went for resettlement. Most of them. And we had this quarrel, this very serious quarrel, where I said you were undermining my position in there as the leader. I was the leader because they were there because of me. They came to the United States because of me. And most of them, they know I don't know them. There was no affinity between us. But because they are people from our homeland, and they were riding on my back for greener pastures, which they today have. They are here in the US. You can bring them out, let them come and testify. So there is just no reason for you to use my name and tell a very fat lie. Because this has been going on and on and on and on. If you have a disagreement with me, it doesn't mean you cannot use my name to talk about the things we have done in reality, rather than go out and lie about something you have no knowledge about. I have the documents of every person who went for resettlement. The second reason even why we were resettled, because their resettlement was linked to my own resettlement, was because I missed 5 assassinations from the state of Cameroon. Elements of ECO, the director of external research, as they call it, missed killing me in Nigeria 5 times. I was protected by the SSS. When I went to the National Assembly, this is a story you know very well. I went to the National Assembly with George Anga. That I went there to meet someone who was a representative from Taraba State, which was part of former British Northern Cameroons. I went there to meet him. I met him at Sheraton, where I went to change money, dollars to naira. And they took me to the office of the SSS, and they told me the Director General of the SSS has been looking for me, where I was driven in a 504 with George to the Director General's office. He gave me 100,000 naira for upkeep and told me that President Obasanjo has released 5 million naira for my upkeep. The money which almost also took my head. And I forgot about the money. But I was able to create that relationship. So please, it is very important that this is made very clear. You had no role, I repeat, on the issue of resettlement. You came to Nigeria. On 1 or 2 occasions, you brought some monies. There is not lying about that. You left me with some cash. Maybe that is the role you played. That is what you want to tell them. Then you should go ahead and tell them that, no, when I went to Nigeria, I met Comrade Akwanga. He was my chairman. I was the Secretary General. There was some little monies I left with him. You don't say that people who are suffering and are complaining that because you people carry out a stunt in the name of uniting people from two different areas, that it is affecting their livelihood in Nigeria as refugees. And then you decided to bring my name as an example that you people have written that they should resettle them. Resettlement is not done like that. Resettlement is an individual case. It's case by case basis. As much as we have written to the UNHCR and went there and testified that these people helped me to escape from prison, the United States Department of Homeland Security still have to talk to them as individuals. They did not interview me and I passed the interview and then they took the rest of them. They were interviewed on that basis, one by each. Even if you were there with your brother, you will be interviewed alone. They interview your brother alone, which means they can accept you and reject your brother, or take you and reject your sister. There were family members there. There were more than 3 people there who were relatives. I mean, bloodline. Two who were there. And they were interviewed individually. This is how resettlement is done. This is what you should explain to them. Rather than to use my name and then you start lying to them about me. And all of this is to show that, oh, Dr. Kwanga is ungrateful. I'm the one who wrote for him to have as a resettlement in America with all those people who were there. No. There were not 40 people with me. As you know, 40 people was in prison. All those people were with me. Without me, the late Justice Ebong's family wouldn't have been resettled in the US. Let me make this very clear. I don't hide it. Because I met him in Nigeria as I met Ambassador Wesley Angoni Chiku. And I spoke to Madam Mukanga Eno, Brigitte Mukanga Eno, who was the head of the protection department for the UNHCR, that you cannot just take me and these people who are here with me. The other Ambazonians who are here who have been coming around, it will be good to take them. And that is how Mrs. Mukanga asked me to get Justice Ebong. That is how I brought Justice Ebong to the UNHCR in Lagos. May so rest in perfect peace. I brought him. Without me, they wouldn't have resettled his family because he had already written to the Nigerian government before I even came to Nigeria, asking for that they should resettle his family in Australia or Canada. These were the countries that he wrote. I did not know. He showed me these letters later on. Nobody cared about that. Nigerian government does not do resettlement. It is the job of the UNHCR under the auspices of the countries that come in to do the resettlement. So this is the first thing I felt so bad about. Because you are a very smart man. Or let me say you are a very bright man. You are intelligent, but you might not be too smart. Because if you were too smart, you will not go and use my name and my life. And you know that I'm going to come out and say it exactly as it was. I am very disappointed. I am serious. I'm disappointed because when those ladies were complaining, they did not talk to me. They did not take my permission. I have no business to do with them. Apart from that, they are refugees. I've given them aid from time to time when it's possible on my own side. And I feel for them because they are our people. It is for you to handle this tactfully with them rather than to bring my name and try to destroy my name. So that people will say, you see, without Comrade Cho, Dr. Kwanga wouldn't have come to the United States. You know you are lying. You know you are lying. If you gave me food, that made me to eat to stay alive in Nigeria so that I can come to the US. Then I will say maybe you are saying something. Which of course you cannot even hold on that. This is just terrible. How you can go down so low to do this type of things. Hatred can beget terrible things. It can bring the worst of people. But like as I said, you know very well, I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem. My problem, if there is any problem between you and me, is this issue of lying. And you have not learned your lesson, that it is because you lied to me. That is why today we are not even in talking terms. You lied to me informing the AGC. You were unable to come to me, sit with me as a brother or as a comrade and say, listen, we've been with the SY, this is the way things are going. We want to create this one to see what we can do. These two forces can come together and work. You lied to me. And I've insisted on this thing. When you said that, they were complaining that I recorded you. No, I didn't record you because I wanted to. It was because even the people within the SCY at that time that you came and took them away, I want to use the word, you stole them away by lying to them again about me. And you deceived them, took them away. I allow you to do what you want to do. You know very well, they told me that what I was telling them was not true. So I had to sit with you and record it and allow them to listen to it. To know that all the stories that you were already telling them was not true. Because you didn't say that to me. You told them those things when I sat with you. You didn't tell me those things. You told me the truth. You and me spoke exactly what happened. But when you are passing out the message there, you always try to paint me black, like I am some criminal. I tried to do this. You have done this. You have sacrificed for me. I don't even want to go down there. That's a childish way of doing things. I don't want to go down there. You sleep on the same bed with me. We eat the same food. In fact, my wife buys the same dress for you and me. We wear it. We stay naked. There is nobody who knows you when it comes to this struggle as I know you. So by the way, it becomes easy for you to go out. When you tell a lie, people will believe you because they say you know me so much. No, I can't allow you lie about me while I'm still alive. You can do that when I'm no longer there. So in a nutshell, you know nothing. You did not have anything to do with the resettlement issue. Count that out. Period. You came to Nigeria, and most of the time you were in Nigeria, we were doing Southern Cameroon stuff. You were not part of the resettlement program. You did not write any letter, and no letter is going to influence resettlement. That is the way it is handled. The next issue I want to handle is this issue where you talk about TV. Oh, yes, that is true. When you contacted me the first time, that first letter came through a lady of Amnesty International, a white lady. I don't want to call her name here, who came from Germany to Yaoundé. And she passed through Trauma Center. Trauma Center was working together with Service Humanus. And Trauma Center, the director and the founder was Reverend Dr. Luke Norbert Kenny Bameleke. This is the organization, the NGO that stood by us, Southern Cameroonians who were picked up in different parts of our territory because our own people abandoned us in prison. Before you even reach us, before you people came in contact with us, Trauma Center came on their own. Luke Norbert Kenny did not look at us as, in quotes, Southern Cameroonians or Anglophones. He created his organization as a means to help us. And that led to his death. He was poisoned by the state because the state was so angry for what he was doing. They killed him. Luke Norbert Kenny, a reverend doctor. That TV you are saying, this lady came with it. The very time it is, I don't know whether it was 10-inch screen or what type of it, black and white. Because after all of this, the day I saw that TV, I asked myself, how can we be fighting for this type of stuff? And remember, when that TV came, it came with 400 German mark. Now they are using euros, 400 German mark. And the mark, on the side of the mark, it came through Comrade Benedict Mwanakwa. The mark came through him. He wrote, I have those letters. I don't throw anything. You know me very well. I have those evidence. Benedict sent the 400 mark. And it was clear in it. You have asked me a question through Peter Kumche Meben, who was the director of Trauma Center in Yaoundé. People want to find out the truth. Peter Kum is a big elder in the Presbyterian Church in Bastos. They can go and find out. Because I don't like all this type of professional way of lying. I don't know why you have to go down this road, Comrade Cho. I am totally disappointed. I'm disappointed. I am really disappointed. But you know very well, when this TV came in, with the 400 German mark, it is clearly written, the 400 mark was money for all of us, Southern Cameroonian detainees who were in prison at that time. We were not yet condemned. That's why I used that word. That was, I think, 1999. I've come back. That TV came in. I said 5 to 10 inch. It took time even before that TV was brought to prison because Peter Kumche was having difficulties. They wanted to bring it through PCC Bastos that were having church services with us, and they were still having difficulties. But they brought the 400 mark after they have changed it into CFA and shared that money to everybody. Everybody was there. I didn't share the money. They who brought the money shared the money. That is how they shared the money to everybody. You asked me a question, Chairman, what can we do to make you feel a bit comfortable? I know you are suffering in there. Then I told you that, okay, if you guys can get a small TV, send it to me so that I can be following news. You send that black and white. The question I want to ask you, when you said you send TV to 40 people, first, we were not 40. That number is entirely wrong. And I am doubting why you get it wrong, because Secretary General of the SUI at that time, you had all the figures. I sent all the documents to you. The number is entirely wrong. One, we were not all in one cell. We call cells in Kondenge Central Prison Local. We were not all in one local. That is the first point. Two, we were not in the same quarter. That is the second point. Three, we did not have a common area, which they could say a common area for, as they used to call us, les Anglo. There was no common area. So how could you say that you send a TV of 10-inch screen, black and white, to 40 people? What would they do with it? Were you sending it that we should sell, we should pawn it, sell it, and then share the money? That is the part of the argument which makes no sense. And why I am even talking about this is you and me have discussed this in Nigeria. So I don't know why you are doing this. We discussed about this TV in Nigeria. I explained the details to you. And you apologized to me. In the name of our forefathers. You apologized. You told me that you did not know those things. Then I asked you a question. That you said you trust me. You got complaint about a TV or whatever in prison. You were supposed to come back to me and ask me that you've received some complaint. What is going on? You did not. You went behind my back and sent a note condemning my act, which you were not even aware of, why I am your leader in prison. As much as you keep saying that you do not want to attack me, that is what you did in prison. And that issue caused a serious division between myself, who was from the southwest, the only person from the southern region, and the rest of my brothers who were with me in prison, who were all from the northern region. They started calling me all types of names because of what you did. A drop of water in an ocean and all whatnot. I was laughing because I knew the prison was affecting them. They were not prepared for it. I was prepared for prison. I had prepared my mind for imprisonment, that when you get into issues of independence, anything can happen to you. But these were people I've moved around and preached to them about independence. So when they were even angry with me, it wasn't about TV. People get frustrated at times in prison. For no reason, somebody just get angry. We say in Pidgin that, if you walk prison again. They get angry. They were not prepared for it. Some of these people were shepherds, farmers, people they arrested in the farm. Just brought them like that for the struggle. They were not prepared. I was ready. I knew that I could be killed, I could be arrested, I could be kidnapped. So the whole pressure was, you are the one who came and preached to us about independence. See where we are today. I got them. They were right. I preached to them. And I bear responsibility. As much as I know that I did nothing wrong in telling them, this is the best way to free yourself. But they were there because I took that message to them. If they were ignorant, they wouldn't have been there. If they did not even learn about the issue of independence, they wouldn't have been in prison. That is the issue. I took it to them and I bear that responsibility. Up till date, it is in my heart. So you don't come and you start talking about that Akwanga wanted to take the TV. What TV are you talking about? And I am sorry to say this. People might say, why are you talking like that? Anyone who sees that TV will know that TV was not bought. Until I came to the West, before I knew that people used to remove equipments and the rest and put them by the roadside. Where you can go and pick even television, you can pick musical sets, you can take chairs, you can take tables, things that back in the continent, they look like brand new. So you cannot come and you are telling the people that you bought a TV and sent. This is just terrible. It's just terrible. So the question even I want to ask is simple. What has the issue of that TV and Dr. Kwanga almost falling out with the other detainees in prison got to do with the issue of the refugees who are saying that the propaganda stunt that you carried out with Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is what is affecting their lives? Because you have a good answer you would have given to them. First, you went and brought my name for the settlement when you have no part to play in it. Now you are telling them about TV. What has that got to do with the issue of refugees complaining? If not because you just want to destroy my name, to make people feel like without you I would have died. How could you do this? How could you do this? So if truly this is what you did, this is how you act, like a man who buys things and gives to a lady, and the lady falls out with the man, and the man says, give me back that pant, give me back that bra I gave to you, and hold the woman in the middle of the road and wants to undress the woman to take the things he bought for the woman. How can you be acting like this? What has come over you, Comrade Cho? What has come over you? You might not accept it, you are my junior brother, you know that. What has come over you? Who are advising you? Who is that devil that has clouded your mind? Who is that devil? What is influencing you? What is really going on? What is going on? And that is not all. That is not all. Now, you are the one who told me what is going on. I have your book here with me, right in front of me, not guilty. Written by you. Beautifully written. You are now, in trying to defend yourself, you are telling the refugees how you went to prison, you went to a plane to stop an Ambazonian being deported. No! This is just why I at times they will tell me that, oh, go and talk to your brother. I say, no, I can't even recognize him again. I sleep on the same bed with you, on the floor. Nobody in this struggle have gone through what you and me have gone through. Nobody. Not even your body, Comrade Benedict Wana. No, you know that. You stop playing these dirty games that you are playing. If you have a problem, pick up your phone as a man, call me. I will listen to you. Then I will give my own part. Then they will break bread. If not, stop lying. There are so many good things we've done. There are things that you've done with me that you can use them and tell the people. I'm going to tell them something here that you and me did, which I'm happy for. But you stop lying. Stop using my name and lying to the people. Remember, you went into a plane to stop the deportation of a refugee. But don't lie to our people that it was an Ambazonian. It was a Togolese. I was not in Germany. You told me. And you even complained that that guy was not deported. But when at the end of the day, the guy finally left, he never contacted you again upon all the risks you took. You took a principled decision. You were charged by the court. And when you breached the law, and that is okay. That is civil disobedience. In any country that imprisons people unjustly, the prison yard becomes the right place for a just man. That is what you did at that time. You stopped the deportation of an African refugee, a Togolese, not an Ambazonian. And I give you credit for that. But you have no reason to tell the people it was an Ambazonian. That is a big lie. It's a big lie. You stopped it. They gave you two options. Pay a fine or go to prison. You said you will not pay a dime to an imperialist state. And I give you kudos for that. You refused to pay that fine. It wasn't much money. There were people who would have paid it. Even people within Amnesty and others who were working at that time in Germany with you people. But you went to prison because you stopped the deportation of an African back to Africa. And when you and me were discussing these things, you even cited the situation of your father, the role he played during the Second World War, and that these Europeans have taken a lot from us, and you prefer to go to prison. So why now, in trying to talk about this to your own brothers and sisters who are complaining in Nigeria, you have to lie to them that it was an Ambazonian? Or are there two stories of people you stop the plane not to carry them away? Are there two? Why didn't you tell them of the bravery where you and other Southern Cameroonians, especially members of the Youth League, the Southern Cameroonians Youth League, seized La République Embassy? Why can't you tell them about that? Because the reality is, even today, I don't find Ambazonians who can do that. They're a bunch of cowards. Most of the people are out here. Why can't you be proud of what you did? Something that could be verified, which is true. Why can't you be proud of it? And let them know that even if people change, you have stood the test of time when it comes to that. You did it. You and the rest of the other people. In fact, they were following the courage that you had at that particular time doing those things. How many can even take a sit down here in Washington, D.C. in front of La République Embassy? They'll be afraid that they will take pictures and videos of them because they are building houses in Douala, in Bafoussam and elsewhere. Or they're going to remove things from the seaport in Douala. So they'll take those pictures and they'll pick them up. Those are the type of things you have to talk about. Not go and lie that you went into a plane and removed an Ambazonian because Ambazonians are complaining. So you need to show them that you have been fighting for them. No, you have been fighting for them. But that does not mean you have to lie. You don't have to do that. The only reason I'm talking about this is because you have called my name in that audio. And then you have to come out and pass out this type of information. And the reason I'm angry with this is because this is the same type of information you have spread on the issue of, they call it what? New Century deal. Which you have given to people that you had a deal, you brought it to me, I destroyed it. Which you know you are lying. Let me go to another issue you raised. You said that part of the reason why you did what you did with Nnamdi Kanu and all the rest has to do with Daddy, and how the Nigerian government was the one who reported, exposed Daddy to La République du Cameroon. No, this is not true. I don't know which intelligence gave you that story. It's not true. Remember one thing. Before the struggle started, there was ADF, Sokadev. ADF was in Dadi, Sokadev was at Ekokusem. These are two areas in Akwaya county, sub-county. In Akwaya. We were never in Nigerian territory. The problem we started having with Nigeria was caused by the IG. When the IG came in, they first rejected self-defense, and they came to the conclusion that he who controls the ground has the power. They jumped into self-defense, and they started doing it the wrong way. They started running their own camp inside Nigerian territory, using even Nigerian service people to train them. And then they started taking videos and pictures of them so that they can use it for propaganda to start duping people to collect money. You and Daddy were at Ekukusem. You remember when you called me that I should talk to Comrade Kavi? I spoke to Comrade Kavi, remove forces of Sokadev from Ekukusem to Daddy. They went to Daddy where we were preparing a joint operation. You know very well that the first operation that took place at Agbokem German, there were Sokadefians in that operation. But I, frankly speaking, did not actually sanction that operation. And why did I not sanction that operation? I did not sanction that operation because you asked me a question 5 times and I gave you the same answer. And that question was on how we can take territory. I gave you a roadmap on how we can take the entire Manfe, create a buffer zone, bring it right up to the borders with the Federal Republic. So that when we have this buffer zone, then the real war of independence can begin. I discussed this with you. You even made a statement to me. Chairman, you know, you are expert in this to me, I'm not expert. And you are right. When it comes to administrative issues, you are expert. You are smart, you know how to do those things. When it comes to self-defense, you know I am expert. You know that. When they were arresting me, I was moving around and doing all those things. You were not there. Even when you came in to join, there was no other SCY, a member who was there. Everybody was scared. It was just you, even who came, gathered courage, came. And you know the things we did. So, the issue is simple. I agree with you. Set up a roadmap. I told you, if we follow this, La Republic is finished. And then these guys of Niger Delta that you've put in the camp, and I told you that we don't need the Niger Delta guys. I told you that. Because if you want to argue, then we will do what my late uncle, J.J. Rawlings, said. We should go and swear before a shrine. Because a shrine reacts immediately. The person who is lying will just fall. That is the end. I told you we don't need these Niger Delta guys. And then the Niger Delta guys did what? They were not real Niger Delta guys. They went to the park in Port Harcourt and the rest and collected some of these guys who do not even know how to operate a gun. That is what they did. Brought them. Why we have people who are willing to sacrifice? We brought these guys. When we went to Agboken German, what happened? Even the materials we collected there, they seized them. They said they owned them. It was like a pay to them. One of them killed another one. And then because we did not want them to know, we gave the impression that it was La Republic who opened fire because they did not even know how to use the gun. We went to Agbokem German. Attacking the enemy was not a problem. But tactically and strategically, it was wrong the way we did it. It stopped us from taking over Manfe. I gave you a full-fledged program that I don't want to explain here. How we will take this place and create a buffer zone where we will be able to take all those administrators who were there, seize that particular area, cut it off, and make sure that it becomes a fortress for La Republic not to enter there. Just imagine what we would have done if we did that. You and me discuss these things. Others were not, they thought we were just talking about self-defense because we wanted war, but we were planning it. And then this incident occurred. Then this guy went to Daddy. If before you left for Daddy, I did not know you were going to Daddy, you called me Comrade Cho SG. That is how I will call you. You called me. You told me that, Chairman, you like that we'll go to Nigeria. I asked you that for what? You didn't really give me a reason. There's something urgent there. You flew to Nigeria. I didn't know how you flew to Nigeria. It is the people in South Africa who complain how much money that ticket cost because it was done Oh, so urgently. So it was too expensive. You flew to Nigeria. What were you going to do in Nigeria? You arrived in Nigeria. You were carried straight to daddy, only to go and do a parade. So I don't know what exactly was going on. It was not like you didn't have control. The fighters were there. You were doing the right thing. And then this one, what they call faux pas, a very dangerous wrong move. You went to daddy. I myself did not even know that is what took you there, because you came back, we were in good terms. You didn't tell me this is what happened there. But before I knew, it is Field Marshal Mayembe. Sokadefians came there that day. You arrived there in daddy. There was a problem in your own camp. It's Sokadefians who stopped it. They were well dressed in their uniform. Their guys were not wearing uniform. You saw them, and then you asked them, what is going on? You were able to recognize Mayembe because you've met him, you know him. He's been with SY so many years. And then they did all what they did. And then all of a sudden, bam, the video was outside. The video was outside. It wasn't the Nigerian government that put out that video. The video exposed where you went to, exposed where your camp was. As much as they were sending insecurity people, you know the story of the security person we arrested. We arrested, which you people stole from us and used to raise funds. The GPS the man was using, I still have it here with his phone, here in my house. Even the computer, the small laptop he was having, I seize it. The boys of Sokadev seize all those things, we have them. I have it here in the house. You know this story. How it caused problem. How those guys in Niger Delta guys, they heard this man and it became a different story. Until when daddy failed. That was when I was able to see that man with my eyes. You know this story very well. So how could you be accusing Nigeria that the reason you did this in Nnamdi Kanu was because Nigeria exposed daddy? No. It was a blunder from us, not Nigeria. You flew to Nigeria, why? It was like, okay, go to Nigeria, you are back, to daddy. You arrived in Nigeria, they took you to daddy. The next day after that, you were flying back. Okay, no, I am on the ground. It means I control the ground. This is not how these things are done. I can tell you this, Comrade Cho, many people have given you very bad advice. And part of that advice is that they hate me so much. So they are pushing you to be doing things, thinking that those things are going to be helpful. They have not only cost you, they have not cost me, they have cost our people so much. They have cost our people so much. There are times that they used to say you can become so intelligent until you become stupid. That you become an expert in something until you now become stupid. And people have to be careful with you at that time. Because you start acting like a madman. So you can't blame Nigeria. You should have another reason to explain why you did what you did with Nnamdi Kanu. Don't say that because Nigeria did this. Nigeria is a state. You and me are not leaders of a state because we don't yet have a state. We are a nation because we are a people. You know these things. You know this. Even when you were doing your doctorate or your masters, you know these things. So it is so hurting that you who know these things are doing these things. That you decide to lie and then you come and then you are trying to explain things that I don't even know where the explanation is coming from or the purpose of it. I am deeply disappointed. But like as I said, don't use my name when you want to lie. Don't use my name. Do not use my name when you want to lie. It doesn't help at all. There are so many things we have done together. But there is one important thing that you did a lot of help with me. That is what you should talk about. All these other things you are throwing around that you did this. There are even people who are telling me that you were the one who brought me out of prison. You know very well. Until I reached Nigeria, then I called you. And then you called Ben to tell Ben that I was in Nigeria. Then I called my own family people to tell that I was in Nigeria. You had no idea. Because one of the issues was secrecy. We no longer trust anyone. Especially after that TV issue in prison. My father even came and told me that some of your friends came and they said they want to remove you out of prison. That be careful. I said, well, I've not heard anything from any of my friends. If you are the one who is coming to tell me now, then I can't trust that type of a plan. How can they have a plan? Instead of working out with me who was the prisoner, they are making you to know about it. Then who else have they not told that plan? They might have informed other people. So from every indication, I wouldn't have told any one of you I was leaving prison. My wife was not aware because I didn't want her to panic. But I saw where she was staying, the people did not even know what was going on. Nobody knew. Even Dr. Arno Boyombang, who visited me as the last Ambazonian, was not aware. He left my hospital bed and I was leaving the next day. I did not tell him. My own brother came 2 days before then. I did not tell him. I told 2 foreign diplomats in Yaoundé. I was in the hospital bed. I went to the embassy. I told them that when you don't see me, you don't hear anything, know that I've gone. If you hear, know that I'm dead. I told those diplomats. And thank God they sealed that lips. I trusted them because of what I discussed with them. The church people who came, all those I discussed with them, who encouraged me. So please, Comrade Cho, these type of lies do not help. They do not. And that is why I've taken a vow that I need to write my story as it is, so that some other person don't misinterpret it, misrepresent it, misquote it. I do not want that. I need to let the people know the truth, why I'm still alive. The other issue I want to talk about is this New Century stuff. I have the document here. You yourself sent it to me. When you brought up this thing of New Century, the deal that was coming up in the UK, we met in Belgium. You have sent this stuff to me. You were going ahead with it. And you discover at one time I was no longer showing interest in it. You did not come back to me. You know why? You didn't come back to me because you said to yourself you had Benedict. And this is where the trouble started. You said to yourself you had Ben of the SCYA. At least Ben is with you. If I'm not there, there's no problem. You didn't come back to me. You were the leader. You were the person leading. And that is the truth. You were the leader. The people have chosen you that, okay, you will lead for this deal. You didn't come back to find out what is going on, chairman. You were comfortable. You were just going forward. You had Ben, you had Comrade Ayamba, Prince Ayamba, and others. And it was fine with you. Let me tell you what happened. When you brought this deal to me and told me that, and told me all the things you told me about the goodies in the UK, in London, that would take place for us in London and the rest. I asked you a question. These people cannot give us these things for free. What are they taking? What will be their own end game? All these goodies they want to do for us so that they can help us liberate the country. What would they be taking? You didn't give me an answer. I said, well, that is something we can find out when we meet them, all of us. But there was one thing. You told me that we need to use this to reconstruct the old team. The old team means the Revolutionary High Command Council of the SY. I said, oh, that is fine. You say, so you've contacted Ben, Ben will be coming. I told you that, oh, this is a good idea. Maybe let me contact Comrade Cornelius Asongani Bedife, who is in Antigua. You were not in support of it. You were not in support. God alone knows. That was the moment I took a decision that something is wrong. I cannot be part of this. The only part I played which was not right was I didn't say that to you. I didn't tell you clearly that, listen, if Benedict, if Cornelius is not being part of it as Ben is coming in, I will not be part of it. I did not. I was very angry because I said to myself, we have all worked together, we have suffered. You and me have done a lot of things. I stayed in this country for 10 years, I did not see Ben. You know that. 10 years. Ben was acting chairman while I was in prison. I came back no matter what. He would have come to see the person who was acting on his behalf. But because Ben, concerning my detention, had a disagreement with my wife, which my wife did not even want to catch him to see him. I told my wife that no, when it comes to this struggle, you will not do that. Ben will come here to see me. That was my first time to see Ben. Because of this deal. Without this deal, I wouldn't have ever put my eye on Ben. I wouldn't have gone to Minnesota. I saw Ben because of this New Century thing. Which you know. Which you know. That is how Ben came in, because you brought him. And then you shut the door on Asongani. You didn't approve it. And I concluded, this is not going to work. Because you yourself have complained to me about him. Ben, you have complained. I don't intend to divide you people, but you have complained. I sit with you, we talk about a lot of issues. Nchofa, Zax, who have duped us, Foya, Christopher, and all the others. We discuss these things. But at this time, you said we should reconstitute. I did not say no, because naturally, my weakness was nearly everything you bring, I accept it. I only try to fix it. Because I knew that when it comes to administration, you were good. And when it comes to issues of fighting and the rest, you listen to me. That is the truth. So the moment you did not give approval to that, this is just me and you. I knew that it's not going to work. What did I do? I stayed quiet. I met you in Belgium. The very day you went to London with Lawrence Ayamba and the others, I came to London that day. I had a meeting at the US Embassy. I was invited at the US Embassy. I was at the US Embassy with a delegation of 5. Myself, Comrade Florentine Funch, Pani Joe, late Vincent Feko's daughter, with one other female whom you know very well. And that female finally gave me more than enough reason to stay away from New Century. This is a deal that has not yet gotten ripened. This is a deal for the good of our people. But this female knew so much about this deal that I asked myself, what is the confidentiality in this any longer? Who told her? It was you. She knew so much. The things she was telling me, as if that was not enough, I started hearing other things. Oh, this female who is back home is saying that Comrade Cho called me and told me that something has come up. He wants her. He will make her to fly over and then we'll come and work on this deal. We'll come and work with us and all the rest. I started hearing those things. I realized there was emotion in it and that there can be no confidentiality. And one thing I always do is not to keep things away from the people, but to bring things to the people only if it is necessary. That is the way you succeed. This is not some popular stuff that you must every now and then you go to the people back. You will never succeed. You will never succeed. Because at times within those same people, the enemy has its own people inside their own people. So you have to be tight-lipped in everything you do. So with all of this put together, people started finding out what is going on. This lady was already talking. She was already angry with you, had a personal problem with you. Lawrence Ayamba himself knew. I have asked him about that. He knows what I'm talking about. He knows. This is how this thing was flying out there. It didn't come from Dr. Kwanga. It didn't. When I'm angry, I don't talk. When I talk, it means I'm really not angry. Like now, I'm only disappointed I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. So, you can't go out and say, you go to Canada, you say that you brought a deal, I knock it. I never knocked out the deal. Maybe the only way I knocked out that deal was because I turned my back away from it. It was your duty who brought the deal to find out for me, Chairman, what is going on. So you were in London for the deal, which was for the Southern Cameroons or Ambazonia. I was in London for the people of the Southern Cameroons. I had a 90-minute meeting at the US Embassy. We discussed a range of issues. 3 men, 2 women. Because I always try to find a means to balance things. That is what happened that day. But I never told you I was in London. Even when you called me, you met me there, you thought I was still in Belgium, and I was in London. I have every evidence of it. If you want to find out, you can find out. I've just called you a few names. You can find out. So I am so disappointed that you will go around and tell people that you brought a deal, Dr. Kwanga knock it. Ask those New Century people, I don't know any of them. I never contacted them. I had nothing to do with them. People were angry. This particular lady was personally angry with you to an extent where they decided to do what they want to do. It wasn't me. And if they did what they did, it was because you failed to seal your lips. You failed to seal your lips. You were doing what they do on the social media. You were going for popularity. You were going for popularity. I go to places, I come back, I hold meetings, I come back, nobody ever hears about them. I've addressed the subcommittee of the South African Parliament, Foreign Relations Subcommittee. I've met the Prime Minister of Lesotho and the deputy and the opposition party there. I've gone to places, I've met people. I even refused at times, don't put my picture out there. I quarreled with Eric Tata, and one time I warned him that if my picture goes out, he would now see the other side of me. But because somebody had leaked to him that I met somebody somewhere. I've met people. I've communicated with Becky. I can go on and on and on, including this Vatican. But what do you guys do? You rush to Spain and meet these guys. Propaganda. You go this way, you do this, you propaganda. Just do your job. You were not like this. You have surrounded yourself with sycophants, with people who hate me so much that they don't even want you to do the right thing. They don't want you to do the right thing. Even at this moment that I am so disappointed, the reality is, if I have to trust somebody who can deliver the goods, that we should really fight. I can still have some trust in you. The vast majority of the other people, they make a lot of empty noise. I had my misconception like about Comrade Bo, but now I know the type of person he is. He might not be a fighter like myself, or maybe like you, but it's far different. If he takes a stand on something, he tries to stand on it. He doesn't waver. He doesn't do like the others. You get me? So you don't go around and try to spoil my name. You don't do that. Your school work, you and me, we work together. The topic, you choose the topic, we work together to blemish that topic. When people went out and they were attacking you, I stayed quiet because I did not want to jump into the middle of it. Because I know you are an intelligent person. It's not easy for somebody to move from the sciences to the arts. I've seen Chando Janvier, Chute, did that. Wrote an advanced level in the art section and did it again in the science section. It's my very close friend. The late Dr. Samuel Chwenko's nephew. But you were able to navigate because of the struggle. Your involvement in the struggle, you came out from physics and chemistry, and then you became more of an art student. So why are you turning yourself to this? Why are you turning yourself to a liar? Why are you doing all of these things? You want to talk about me, that you know me, you work with me, and then you don't tell the people the truth. You try to find a means to destroy my name. Or the TV I bought and sent to prison, which Dr. Kwanga wanted to do this, or it caused problem. What has that got to do with the refugees complaining? If you do not want to destroy my name, who is giving you all this type of stupid mentality, stupid ideas? Don't you know that I will respond? You know, I'm not scared of anything. I will talk. I'm not out to do anything. I know your capacity. But I did not know that one of your traits, your very good character was lying. I never knew you about that. I never knew about that. Now I begin to doubt whether some of the things you've told me even about other people was not just trying to spoil their name in front of me. You can't do that. Take for example, if you want to tell the people how you've worked with Akwanga. When I came out from prison, I was there. You and me, I came to the US in 2006. You and me started the process of suing La Republique. You are the one who said for redress trust. You were in London at Roehampton University doing your bachelor's. And you told me that, Chairman, you have encouraged me to go to school. I said, yes, you have to go to school because Ambazonians were insulting you and me, that we cannot lead them because we don't have degrees. But even when we have degrees, that will not still be enough. There's no amount of sacrifice we can pay that will make them be satisfied. It's because we are who we are. We come from poor background, or we are who we are. So they can climb on us and achieve what they want to achieve. You went to redress trust. You laid the foundation. We worked together. That is why even when I brought the other lawyers in the case and the rest, from time to time, I sent you documentation. This is what redress have said and the rest. Then you can take some credit. You brought up the idea, let's sue La Republique. Yeah, we did it. Though at the end, most of the other communication I was doing it. There were times I was asking you, go to them since you were in London. Do this one. You will say, okay, you call Louis at that time, who is no longer there. You discuss with him, Kevin Louis. You discuss with these ones. That is what you can say. You can put your finger that I was really behind this. And we insisted that we must make the state of La Republique du Cameroon pay for their crimes. You don't go out and start saying things that you have no knowledge about. There are things that I myself told you. I will come to Nigeria, hire a satellite phone, call you to tell you my SG, my brother, have arrived in Nigeria. Now you are telling people that you are the one who brought me out of prison. Do you even know how I traveled? How I trek? Do you know that story? By the time I will put out that story, they'll be acting film at Nollywood or Hollywood here. It's a story of its own. The things that happen on the way. Some of the people who were involved are dead. So you cannot go and I will tell you something and then you go and you use it all because you want to say, oh, this guy is so ungrateful. Look at all what I've done for him. If he was that grateful, he would have abandoned SCY and just succumb under me. I have no grievance about you leading a liberation movement. I have none. This is the reality. I've told you from the beginning that my anger or my shock was that you did not tell me the truth. You lied to me. And then instead of you to tell me that, no, Chairman, maybe I was worried, I did not know how to explain it to you. You continue to go out and continue to spread that lie, that I was part of it. And when I saw that they had voted you, not me, I turn against it. You can't do that. This is where the trouble is. There is no other reason. All of this is centered on you lying to me. And it's the same thing that is forcing me now to make this audio. It's the same thing. If you went and did your audio, you defended yourself, there's no problem. If you gave an example on how, if there are people there who have problems that they want to sue La Republique, yes, you can assist them with your organization to sue La Republique. For example, like how you and Dr. Kwanga work for Dr. Kwanga to sue. That is true. There's no lie in that. That is true. If somebody comes to me, I will tell the person that is true. That is true. Rather than you to go and lie about resettlement, you go and talk about TV and then you blemish it and put all the lies in it. You go, you take the one of daddy, you put it down there, you say this is why you did this. You go, you take this one, you put it, you take New Century. Everywhere is the reason I don't want to do anything. The reason I went to London, that they said I should come and sign a deal in London. I went there and then they put me on, guys set me up and the rest was because I want to walk alone, because the last time I had a deal, Dr. Kwanga knocked it. I never knocked that deal, Comrade Cho. You knocked that deal with your mouth. You knocked it because you don't understand what confidentiality is. You knocked that deal, not me. You ran your mouth too much. You cannot have a deal and you meet a man or a woman somewhere and you start telling them everything. You don't do that. You ran that deal aground, not me. So you did not only run your mouth, you gave me the impression that you want us to build. And when you brought in one person, I said, let me bring this other person, let us build. You didn't support that. It doesn't work that way. And why did you not support it? You know why? Because you will not feel comfortable. You were acting like you were trying to set me up. You were trying to create a situation where when we come, myself, you, and Ben, whatever is there, Ben will take side with you. That is what you were trying to do. That whatever it is, Ben will take sides with you. And you will not blame Ben. Ben knows you better than me. You school with him. Just as I know you better than Ben, we've lived together, we've done all types of things. Cook, rat, mow, go, and all types of stuff. Which I did not do with Ben, because when you become too close, when you are in an organization, there are some people who are very close to you. There are others who are just people you meet in meetings and the rest. That is how my relationship with Ben is. We were not mixing up. Even in Moliko, when Ben was in Moliko, I only knew where Ben was staying once. Even when they came to chase him and he went to Mutengene. But I knew where you were staying. I'll come and sit there, drink water. We will talk, trek down to Batango, go down to my 16. You know that. My father himself will cook. You and me will eat. We will sit there. We are talking about the struggle. So that relationship is personal than my relationship with Ben. So you were bringing Ben to come and be the background to block you, to stand by you. And then when I come, just as you did in creating the agency by lying to me, not telling me the truth, everything will go the other way. Then tomorrow it will be that, no, it was a majority vote. You can't do that. You can't do that. I am not stupid. I am not stupid. I am not stupid. I am just telling you we've done things. A lot for this struggle. That you can use them to blemish yourself. Don't lie. Do not lie. It doesn't solve any problem. Because as long as you are going to lie, I'm going to respond. When you lie, I will respond. I've told you, I have documentations here. When you were talking of the letter I sent to Dr. Yombang, Dr. Yombang did not first know what happened. He saw an email. He didn't know what happened. By the way, I didn't go out. I sent that email. They went and typed it and sent to you. Because what you did caused a lot of problems in prison. If you are dealing with your leader is somewhere, no matter what will happen, you need to come back and find out from your leader, this is the complaint I'm getting. What is going on? You don't backstab me. You don't cut me from behind. And then now, by cutting me from behind now, you put me, a loggerhead with my other brothers who were in prison with me for the same thing. I was the one who first made them to come to prison because I went to preach to them about independence, the need for independence for Southern Cameroons. And then when you came to Nigeria, you agree, you accepted it. Now you keep saying that you never wanted to talk about this or this. No, you and me spoke about it. You even told me what Dr. Yombang said. And when I explained to you, I told you we're not in the same room. I even told you what you wrote, how that TV came about. You told me that, chairman, I got it wrong. I'm sorry. I got it wrong. I didn't understand. You even went further to say that one of the things to that misguided you was because you didn't want the other people to feel like you were taking sides with me. But that was the wrong approach. That's what I said. There is a way you would have still done it without writing to them behind me and giving the impression like You gave something to me which I've confiscated. By the way, let me let you know that when I was escaping from prison, I left 2 televisions in prison. I left 2 DVDs. In the quarter where I was the mayor. They made me mayor in charge of hygiene. Okay? For prisoners to clean the area. I left those things there. I had a cable network in prison. Cable. In my own quarter. As an administrator inside prison. A prisoner being an administrator. As they run their things in La Republic. I left those things. Do you know where I bought them and how much they cost? Ask Emmanuel Bakowi. He's in Connecticut here. He's the one who went to Nigeria. He was buying TVs and electronics and selling them. I bought it from him. The rest of the story, I don't want to talk about it. So these are not the type of things you can go out there and then you start talking about them. You are trying to use them to destroy my name. Whatever the situation is, it is better for you to understand that when you say something that is true, I will see my lips. But when you lie about me, I will not let it stand. Stop lying about me. Please, stop lying. Stop lying about me. And let me tell you something before I go. When you and Nnamdi Kanu met and had whatever you had, I never made any comment. People have come to me, I said, I'm not interested to talk. People don't understand it. You have the right to enter into any entente, any alliance with whosoever, wheresoever, and howsoever. Because you are independent in your thinking. There is no state that is financing you that they have to question you. However, when you do that, you should realize that you are not doing it to free just yourself. There are people there and there are other networks that your action might affect them. So you need to think on, if I do this, am I technically and strategically doing the right thing? It might have been the right decision to enter into a union, but it was the wrong decision for you to go to the public and do it because it did not serve a purpose that brought disaster. If you say you have been working with Nnamdi Kanu for long, did it not serve us better during that period than the short period that you people went out in public and within a few days, Muhammadu Buhari had kidnapped him? Have you seen it? When you guys, as you say, you're walking underground, did they kidnap him? The next second you people in public, they kidnapped him. No state can protect him. No state. These are the type of errors that people with legitimate concerns and legitimate cause, they are causing trouble to themselves every now and then because they don't want to learn. I put on the tie, you put on the tie, you think that all of us, because we wear tie, we are the same. It was a very serious strategic blunder. It is not the idea of coming together. It is the way it was done in public. You guys were counting on what? You are a state. Okay, you hit your chest. Oh, some people are saying that, oh, Nigeria has already been doing this and doing that. That is wrong. You thought Nigeria did not know that we are using that territory? There are Nigerian secret agents all over. They see we come in, we buy stuff, they see things, they don't do anything. They do not. Until that one fateful day, when the IG started running a camp, that is what worsened everything. And that camp issue was, they started taking videos. To do what? You are training people, you are taking videos. And then you want to go and put the videos in the public for people to see it with black t-shirts and all the rest to do what? What do you benefit? If not exposing yourself and putting every other person in danger. When they pick up Comrade Ayub, they will say, oh, it was Dr. Kwanga, it was this and that. They forgot where they aired and how this has greatly, tremendously, and seriously affected each one of us. Individually and collectively. When Nnamdi Kanu called me, I was in Birmingham. The house where I rented, where you made me to rent that house and you never came to stay there with me at school with me. I don't even want to go there. He called me. He looked for me. I did not look for him. I didn't even know him. I spoke with him. I was going in for my second doctorate. That is how I knew Nnamdi Kanu. It didn't take 3 weeks. He was leaving for Nigeria. I spoke with him. He went to Nigeria. And that was the end. Comrade Nnamdi Kanu, or even you, would have known better that the person who plotted the kidnapping of former Transport Minister Umaru Diko was Muhammadu Buhari. If Buhari had struggled to kidnap Umaru Diko with the help of agents from Israel there was certainty that he's going to do it again. Especially from someone who has John Bale. So if you want to continue to fight, you have to be very smart and tactful. You don't stop fighting, but you fight with your eyes open. Develop other eyes at the back of your head. It is not fear. Because those who are dead cannot free their people. You need to stay alive to do the job if you want to bring freedom. Let us stop all this unnecessary stupid martyrdom that we are creating around. It doesn't serve a purpose. Stay alive and free your people, and then you can die. If everybody just go and die, who will free the people? The rest would have died in vain. This is an opinion. I kept this to myself. So for you to keep going out there and you are trying to justify that you did this because Nigeria was the one who exposed Daddy. No, Nigeria did not expose Daddy. I've explained that carefully. They did not in any way. Nigeria saw what we were doing. We were leaving Daddy Kukusem. We come and pass through Ikom. We were moving through all those areas. We were going to this, we were going to that. Even when they chased us from Ekukusem, we were inside Nigerian territory. We were not carrying arms. We were not doing anything because we knew what we were doing. There were Nigerian secret agents were passing. Even the Nigerian army would pass there as if they were going towards Danari 1 at the top there, which is closer to Daddy. When I went to Danari to meet the refugees, La Republic were there in Daddy. They have taken over Daddy. They were there. It will not even take 2 minutes for them to cross Daddy to come there to arrest me at Danari. I was there. The La Republic spy you people stole from us was there also. He was almost dying. It was my duty to take him to the hospital and buy medication for him. The very time I was taking care of ADFers who were wounded, I paid the hospital bill, bought drugs for them. People were fighting under you. Some who were Niger Delta. I took care of them. Those from IG who were also around that area who were wounded, I took care of them in the hospital. Ask everybody. Even Nalova B called me. Somebody told her, this is what Dr. Kwanga has done. She was surprised. Because I do not make distinction. When it comes to the fighters, they are spilling the same blood for the same land. I don't make distinction. I can be as angry as I am at times or disappointed, but I don't make distinctions. You know how much Sokadev did for ADF, but you know what you people did for us. The highest you did for us was that even when you people make me to send our people, our fighters, some of them from Ekukusem to come meet your own people at Daddy to go for a joint operation, you refuse them food for 2 days. Food. You refuse them food. Timothy is alive. He can testify. They are there. There are still some of them who are there. So please, don't push me. Don't come down this road. Even as I say all of this, I don't bear personal grudges against you. But I'm just being cautious. Know that I will not tolerate any continuous lying. Every time you lie, I'm going to expose it. You speak the truth, I will stay me quiet. If I'm asked, I'm going to back it because it's the truth. I will never come out and challenge something that I know it is true that you did it because maybe there is a rivalry between us. There's no rivalry. There's no rivalry. Plantains and banana are not the same thing. If you cook banana, Bakuriman call it mekometru. You cook it. You cook plantains. They are different. The level of water you use is different. The way you eat them is different. The way you can fall hungry again after eating them is different. So there's no rivalry between us. There are people within your camp who think that there is nothing. You can fall into all that hooky dookie. I'm not part of it. My point is simple. Make your audios. Don't put my name in it. And if you want to put my name, don't lie. Just tell it as it is. Because I'm still alive to tell the people exactly what happened. Good day. Stay safe. I hope that God will this time around give you some wisdom in some of the decisions you take.